In 2020, the founder of Linux Mint published a blog post about Ubuntu. He did not say Ubuntu was imperfect. He did not say it was slower or harder to use. He said Ubuntu's default package manager was acting, without your consent, as a backdoor. That quote is from an official Linux Mint blog post. The man who wrote it is Clement Lefebvre. He was not writing to cause controversy. He was writing to explain why Linux Mint exists. This video is that explanation. Why Ubuntu is not what it used to be. Ubuntu was created in 2004 by Mark Shuttleworth and a company called Canonical. The goal was to make Linux accessible to ordinary users, not developers, not system administrators, anyone who wanted an alternative to Windows. For most of the 2000s and early 2010s, Ubuntu succeeded. It became the default answer to which Linux should I try on every forum, every subreddit, every tech help thread. Then Canonical made a series of decisions that moved Ubuntu away from the community that built it. The first major shift came in 2012 with Ubuntu 12.10, which integrated Amazon search results directly into the desktop search bar. When you searched for a file on your own computer, Ubuntu sent that search query to Amazon servers. This happened by default, without a consent dialog. Canonical received a referral fee for purchases made through those results. Richard Stallman, founder of the Free Software Foundation, called it spyware. The Electronic Frontier Foundation called it a threat to user privacy. Canonical eventually removed the feature in 2016 after sustained community pressure. The second shift is still active and affects every Ubuntu user today. What Snap actually is. Ubuntu's current default behavior is to replace certain software installations with Snap packages. Snap is a packaging format created and controlled by Canonical. When you run the command apt install Chromium on Ubuntu, you do not get Chromium. You get a Snap wrapper that downloads the Canonical controlled version of Chromium from the Snap Store. The Snap Store is operated by Canonical. It is not open source. The server infrastructure that hosts and distributes Snap packages is proprietary, controlled by a single company, and accessible only through Canonical servers. There is no way to run your own Snap store. There is no way to verify the contents of a Snap package the same way you can verify a traditional Debian package. The signing and distribution process runs through Canonical. Clement Lefebvre described this architecture in his 2020 blog post. The specific language he used was that the Snap daemon, called snapd, was configured to contact Canonical servers and install software without explicit user authorization. He called that behavior acting without your consent as a backdoor. He was not using the word backdoor loosely. In a traditional Linux package system, you control what installs. In the Snap architecture, Canonical controls what installs, and your system is configured to trust those installations by default. Why Linux Mint exists. Linux Mint was created in 2006 by Clement Lefebvre. It is built on top of Ubuntu, which means it inherits Ubuntu's software compatibility and hardware support, but it makes different default choices. Linux Mint does not ship with Snap. It ships with Flatpak, a competing packaging format that is community-governed and does not route through a single company's proprietary store. When you install an application on Linux Mint, you are installing from repositories that you can inspect, mirror, and verify independently.
Linux Mint also does not replace apt commands with Snap downloads silently. If you were on apt install Chromium on Linux Mint, you get a Debian package of Chromium built from source. You get what the command says. This is not a feature. It is the baseline behavior that Linux users reasonably expected before Canonical changed it. Linux Mint exists because someone decided that baseline mattered enough to maintain it. The comparison. On performance, Ubuntu and Linux Mint are effectively equivalent for most workloads. Both run the Linux kernel. Both support the same hardware. Both give you access to the same software repositories. The differences are in defaults and control. Ubuntu ships with GNOME as the default desktop environment. Linux Mint ships with Cinnamon, a desktop that was built specifically because GNOME's 2011 redesign removed features that Linux users depended on. Cinnamon continues to be developed by the Linux Mint team. Ubuntu installs Snap packages for Firefox, Chromium, and several other applications by default. Linux Mint does not. In independent testing by multiple reviewers, Snap packages launch measurably slower than equivalent Flatpak or native Debian packages. The gap is not catastrophic. For Firefox, the difference is typically 1 to 3 seconds at cold launch. For users who care about that, it matters. Ubuntu receives Canonical's commercial support and has a predictable long-term support cycle. Linux Mint has a smaller team and is dependent on Ubuntu's underlying infrastructure. If Canonical makes a change that breaks something at the system level, Linux Mint has to respond. That dependency is a real constraint. It has not caused a major failure, but it exists. Which one is for you? If you need guaranteed commercial support, Ubuntu or Red Hat Enterprise Linux are the correct answers. Enterprise environments have reasons to pay for support contracts, and Canonical offers them. If you want a desktop Linux experience that respects your package management decisions and does not route your installations through a proprietary corporate store, Linux Mint is the cleaner choice. If you already run Ubuntu and have no problems, the Snap situation may not affect you visibly. The issue is architectural, not necessarily experiential. Most users never notice. The question is whether you want to notice. The founder of Linux Mint noticed. He wrote about it in 2020. In 2026, the architecture he described is still in place. Canonical has not changed it. The hardware in the description is what you need to get started on either distro. A quality USB drive is how you boot a live environment before you commit to anything. No obligation, just the tool to find out for yourself.
There is one more thing worth saying before this ends. The conversation about Ubuntu and Snap and Canonical is not a conversation about a villain. Canonical is a company. Companies need revenue. The Snap Store is how Canonical is trying to build a sustainable business around an open-source operating system. That is a legitimate problem to solve. The problem is not that Canonical is trying to make money. The problem is that the architecture they chose to make money changes the relationship between the user and their own package manager without the user's explicit understanding. You can use Ubuntu and never notice this. Millions of people do. The Snap packages work, Firefox opens, Chromium opens. The machine functions. The question is not whether it functions, the question is whether you know what is happening when it does. Clement Lefebvre knew. He built an alternative. That alternative is Linux Mint. It has been maintained for nearly 2 decades by a small team on community donations. It does not have Canonical's resources. It does not have Canonical's commercial support contracts. What it has is a package manager that does exactly what you tell it to do. That is not a small thing. The operating system you use is the infrastructure everything else runs on. When that infrastructure has a layer you cannot inspect or override, the software you think you control is not entirely yours. Linux Mint is the version where it is. Subscribe. Sudo BitLogic